We're going to jump into some vocabulary today. I wrote it down so I didn't mess it up because my memory sucks. But here we go. Definition of racism: prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism directed against someone of a different race on the belief that yours race is the superior race. The unjust or prejudicial treatment of different people or things, especially on the grounds of race, age, or sex. Prejudice. Noun. Preconceived opinion that is not based on real or actual experience. Verb. To make biased. Biased. Unfairly prejudiced for or against someone or something. And that brings me to Tammy Duckworth, Senator, Democrat. Who's been in all of this, white privilege, and she's been just spewing. They all have. It's one of those step in line, or they're going to make sure you're never allowed to get anywhere near that line again. It's what they do. I mean, look what AOC and the squad have been able to do. Primary against people to unseat them and get a new Democrat in there that'll fall in line. Like, they can do that, but Tammy Duckworth, who's been fighting against all this alleged racism, says that she will only vote for Biden administration nominees who are racial minorities or LGBTQ. Like, if you're fighting for equal rights for everyone and all this, isn't saying that you're not going to vote for someone that's straight or white isn't like saying that prejudicial and biased and racist as hell. I mean, because by definition, with all those things I just went over, there's a reason behind reading all that. I mean, you're only going to vote for nominees who are racial minorities or LGBTQ. That's called racism and prejudice and bias. Discriminatory and just being a scummy, garbage human being all around in general, which most of them are. You actually look up anything that comes out of their mouth and stuff they do and what they put in these bills and what they pass and stuff. It's a politician problem, really, but for the most part. But I mean, someone who's fighting against all of that alleged racism and then making her basis solely on sexual preference and race. I mean, this one doesn't matter what side you're on. You should kind of be able to understand the fact that is racist as hell. But yet, she's on the side of people pushing for everyone to have equal rights. And this, that, and the other. We're treating, picking someone just based on their color, like all of these cabinet picks. Like, this is the first openly gay one. No, it wasn't, by the way. Rick Grinnell did a bunch of stuff in the Trump administration, but who's counting? Remember, he hates everyone. Big bad orange Godzilla Hitler. But this is going to be the first Hispanic one. This is going to be the first black person to this. This is going to be the first transgender person. This is going to be the first of this. I'm only going to vote, for people that are minorities or in the LGBTQ community. Like, all of that is 100% actually racism. By definition. They're turning around saying everyone on the right is all racist. Like the media, most of the Democrats, like Tammy Duckworth. There's white privilege and stuff. But then they're being discriminatory and actually racist, full-fledged racist against white people and straight people and all that. Like, their own words. See, that's why I don't like them. Lying, hypocritical dumpster fires. It's what they all are. It's not really that hard to figure it out either, so I really don't understand how people don't, grasp the fact, because, they're pretty damn obvious and blatant with it. Literally, right there, to, your face, I'm only going to vote for nominees who are racial minorities or LGBTQ, which is against everything that they've been saying their party's for, have been spewing, and that, literally all the nominees are that. I still get told that I'm a crazy conspiracy theorist. Why? Because I can read? Is that the problem? I can read, so I'm automatically, off for conspiracy theory or anything, because, I mean, damn. Seems to be the only thing they could actually get me on for that. Damn you for being able to read. They're all scummy. All of them. This whole entire time. The people always pulling the race card are the ones that are actually really racist. Like the rest of us don't see anything. Don't see color, sexual preference, orientation, any of these things. We just see people and try to pick who's qualified. That's what most people in the country are like. Believe you me. I know it's a very radical thought. It might confuse some people and hurt their heads. For that, I apologize. But 100% racist, like all this. It's like, Kamala Harris, vice president. Oh, wait, because they said they were going to pick a woman, and not only a woman of color. Which, when you think about it, it doesn't matter who's qualified, but it has to be a woman. It has to be a woman of color. That's how she got picked. Like, I remember watching all that. Like, straight up. Like, calling everyone else the racist while they're literally perpetuating nothing but it. It's just mesmerizing how stupid people are and how much they let them get away with it. Before we move into the second, topic here, which is the bigger of the two, to me at least, don't forget, if you don't have time, if you don't, have the capacity because you listen to it while you're driving or anything like cooking, don't forget, the show is also on Spotify, Rumble, not Rumble, I guess, but Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcasts, Pocket Casts, Breaker, it's all over, there's a bunch of places. And so if you need that outlet, go check it out on Spotify. In fact, just follow anyway, because it's higher on there if you follow. But if you need it to listen to in your car without the video playing, or you don't want to drain your phone battery as much, it is available on Spotify and Anchor for your listening pleasure. And now we're going to move on to the second point of attack, which is, again, more Democrats saying that, the GOP is complicit in mass shootings because, now first we're all skinhead racists, now we're complicit in all these mass shootings. It just keeps getting better and better and better and better and better. By the day, it keeps getting better. It's what they do, though. They can't help themselves. It's what they do. That was me opening up my stats right there. But, remember, the Atlanta shooting? I'm pretty sure that was a pistol. 8 people died, and immediately, before even looking at anything, it was just straight racist. That's all it had to be. Xenophobia, white supremacy, going after everything. Never mind. He killed 8 people and used a pistol. Never mind that. Boulder used a rifle. Killed 2 more people than the other guy. But he used a rifle. Immediately just went straight for, we need to get rid of guns, we need to get rid of guns, we need to get rid of guns. Because, apparently, pistol's used. It's racism. A rifle gets used. Well, it's automatically the gun's fault. We need to get rid of it. And I'm as that's all they're ever going after. I have all, the numbers here, so we're going to go over some numbers now. Before I ask the big grand question, here we go. These are number of murder victims by weapon. Explosives. This is 2019's numbers. 3. Drowning, 7. Poison, 16. Other guns, 45. Strangulation, 64. Fire, 81. Asphyxiation, 92. Narcotics, 93. Shotguns, 200. Rifles, 364. Blunt objects like clubs and hammers, 397. Personal weapons, i.e. fists, hands, elbows, knees, feet, all that, head, 600. Other weapons or weapons not stated, 840. Knives or cutting instruments, 1,476. Firearms not stated, 3,281. Handguns, 6,368. Just in case you weren't picking up on any of that, rifles and shotguns combined were at 564, which is 36 less than hands, fists, than literally beating someone to death with your hands, fists, knees, and elbows, and skull, and all that. Rifles and shotguns combined didn't even add up to just beating someone to death with your bare hands. Neither of them on their own. Again, obviously, we're nowhere near that. They were under clubs, hammers, baseball bats, all that stuff, knives. And way up at the top, again, let's see, let me do the math. 3,000, let's see, 6,004. Handguns, 6,004 more murder victims with handguns being used than rifles. But yet they're always going after these weapons of war. Well, apparently never been to war because there's lots of weapons. Different kinds of thing that gets used. And on this list, well, there's quite a few. But yet they don't go after handguns, which counts for a lot of suicides on top of murders, robberies, like all these things. So does that mean they're complicit with anything that ever happens with a handgun? Because they never seem to mention any of that happening, ever, or going after those at all. It's always like assault-style weapons all the time, trying to ban them, which, by the way, is like shall not be infringed or shall not be questioned or any of the other cool things in either our U.S. Constitution or state constitutions. Like, apparently it doesn't mean anything, and it could come back to, I'm so bothered by it because, I can read, I know. That could be a very big problem sometimes, the ability to actually read and take the 10 seconds it takes to do a quick search and click on a link and go, oh no, here's the actual numbers. Well, damn, that doesn't add up to nothing. I mean, even if you add firearms not stated, which, again, sure, a lot of drop guns and all that stuff for, thrown in there, and other guns, like, it still doesn't come anywhere near handguns. You add the rest of the guns together, it doesn't come anywhere near handguns. Like, that are stated handguns, not like we couldn't find the weapon, so. I mean, like, you people are, that's because it's a problem. Yeah, it's funny. Someone does something with a handgun, it just turns into, it's all xenophobic and racism. Oh, there's a rifle used? Well, we need to get rid of the rifle. It's the rifle's fault. These big bad weapons of war, people, like, you can kill just as many people with a pistol as the tragedy in Atlanta proved. I mean, like, not joking. There's the numbers right there on that giant glowing screen. It looks way better here than it does there, but, like, they're there. It's real. It's not hard to find. Idiots, and they're all on one side somehow. Oh, we shouldn't be able to have those weapons of war on the streets. Like, you're stupid. You're blatantly just ignorant to anything that actually, goes on or means, like, anything. Like, real stats, real, like, weapons being used for things, like, any of that. You just listen to the talking points from the talking heads in the mainstream media and all the corrupt, useless people like Tammy Duckworth. And just go and spew garbage, and those people that just eat it up. Oh yeah, what? It's all those problems. Like, it has nothing to do with people problem. No, it's not a people problem at all. It's always the gun's fault. Always. Believe it or not, crazy people do dumb things, and they do crazy things, and they do bad things. Like the guy in Boulder. Guess what? Crazy person. People said he had a short fuse. His family members did. Old wrestling teammates did. He's on the FBI's watch list for the last 2 years, allegedly. So they knew there was a problem there. The Boston Marathon bombers. They were also on that list. And they also got right by security flying into places that they know they shouldn't have been while they were being under investigation. On the FBI, watch list. They flew right in there, got all the training, flew right back. No one picked up on it. We should do a better job with that. Like, instead of going after Trump supporters that or anyone that happened to be near D.C., anyone at all, around the 6th, when that stuff happened, how do we actually, like, take care of those people, though? Because those people, like, look, he used a rifle, they used, made bombs out of pressure cookers and stuff. I mean, like, that pretty much, then there's people that use, obviously, pressure cookers, assault weapons, pistols, like, they use everything. Really do hate that cat sometimes. But they use everything. But notice they're always going after just assault weapons. There's never anything else. There's any other problem on the planet. No crime problem, no, like, we need more policing, gun units to get these illegal guns off the street. No, it's always the gun's fault. Never a mental health or a people problem. Ever. We have a pretty big problem if you haven't noticed. It doesn't take much to, like, use your brain, though. Don't worry, they're coming after everything. When they get, if they do executive order do it, I mean, what makes you think they're going to stop there and they're not going to go after everyone else's stuff? And believe it or not, if you look at all the amount of drugs and people overdosing and stuff, those are illegal too. And well, people still get their hands on them. So what are you gonna, like? You're going to ban, like, the criminals are still going to do criminal things. So disarming law-abiding citizens, it kind of just, there's no really good actual validation, reason, or anything you can give to make any damn sense of that. Unless you're just a dumbass. I don't know. There's a lot of those out there too, though. So, see how that all works out. But, yeah. Going after, like, it's amazing just the depiction that gets, Atlanta gives immediately to, white supremacy, and then the one happens in Boulder, and straight to, like, this is why we need to get rid of guns, when they didn't say anything of that the week before when the guy used a pistol. Like, it's just, doesn't make a lick of sense if you actually look at the stats. Like, they're just making this stuff up as they go, and if people that listen to that stuff actually woke up and used their damn brain and actually became woke, not like what they call woke, like if you actually woke the F up and actually looked at this stuff and used your brain, none of us would be in this situation. So, yeah. That being said, don't forget, follow along, like, share, comment, tell people. Same name, clear across them all, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, Breaker, Google Podcasts, Pocket Casts, Public Radio, all over there. So like, share, comment, follow. If you want, again, Spotify, the whole library is there. If you want to listen to it while you're driving or something, or while you're cooking or something, you can't pay attention, you can listen and not murder your battery as much. Watch it on Spotify. And it's on Anchor too, if you want to go on Anchor. Every watch helps, every like and follow helps, gets more people a chance to get eyeballs on it, so we can build this into something good. So I appreciate y'all. Take care of one another. Be good to one another. Enjoy whatever weather you're having. It's nice like it is down here. And until tomorrow, my friends, peace.